Hello, dear friends. I'm Michaela and welcome to my astrology channel, Todayenergy. This video we dedicate to the upcoming full moon in Capricorn. It's going to happen on the 13th of July. The sun will be in the 21st degree of Cancer and the moon will be across at the 21st degree of Capricorn. So we're expecting an interesting Capricorn full moon. You know, at the moment of this lunation, as the sun and the moon are exactly opposite each other, the moon is fully illuminated by the light of the sun. So the moon itself is like a huge limelight, like a projector, which illuminates us, our consciousness, subconsciousness, our emotions, our lives, our relationships. So no wonder that on one hand, people feel a bit more excitable and emotional in the moment during the full moon, 1, 2, 3 days around it. On the other hand, as well, we gain some clarity. What have we accomplished? Where do we stand? What have we reached? So we see things around us a bit more clearly. Usually, full moons bring us some sort of culminations, some kind of a peak moment when we reach the end part of some project, of some process, of something we have initiated previously. And oftentimes, the initiation coincides with a new moon. It can be some short project, something we started just 2 weeks before. In this case, 2 weeks ago, we had a new moon in Cancer. So now we have the results. We see we can, gather the fruits of our activities. But that's certainly not going to be something super significant. On the other hand, if you look back 6 months ago, around the 2nd of January 2022, we had a new moon in Capricorn. Now that's already more interesting because something started in the area of your natal chart ruled by Capricorn, and now the same thing reaches the culmination. Now you have a clarity what's going on, what have you achieved, do you need to continue, do you need to reassess, do you need to change the course of action, or you are happy enough, you reap your rewards and you end the process. Same thing goes about something that has started in your life about 18 months ago, 1 year and a half. That's around 13th of January 2021. You see, we had back then again a new moon in Capricorn, but even more significantly, it was at 23 degrees of Capricorn. So the moon was right next to where she is now at 21 Capricorn. So not only that the area of your life ruled by Capricorn in your natal chart was triggered then, so you started, initiated, planned something, but also it means that any planets, points that were triggered in your natal chart, let's say in Aries, in Libra, in Cancer, or in the other earth signs by trine, by that new moon, now the same points are triggered as well. So it becomes even more interesting and important and personal. Now, you know that I usually check the Sabian symbols. Those are metaphorical, beautiful descriptions, kind of philosophical thoughts connected to each degree of the zodiac. So the symbol of the 21st degree of Capricorn is telling us to find a success, find the success, even in the defeat. It's about, it's not just finding it, right? It's transforming the misfortune, the setback, the defeat into some achievement, into a lesson at the very least, into a possibility. Because oftentimes, really, new moons are showing us the cracks, like, you have a pottery piece, like a vase, and you might not see immediately that there is a crack and it's gonna fall soon. But the full moon gives us this possibility, and it's not because it's mean, but because we better know where is the problem and how to solve it. What can we fix? How can we fix the problem? Or maybe it's unfixable anymore. So we must throw away this vase, or we must kind of end this suffering, this attempts, and this relationship causing problems. That's why full moon can be time of endings as well. Now, of course, Capricorn itself talks about dedication, about commitment, about cool-headedness, to work hard, to not pay attention to emotions, to be self-disciplined. On the other hand, we must admit that Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, is also a sign where we fear a lot. We fear others can disrespect us. Others will mock us. We are not sure oftentimes in our qualities, capabilities, knowledge, whether we will achieve success. But here is the thing. This confidence, the self-confidence that, okay, there are some people naturally born with beautiful Jupiter in their charts, beautiful Venus. So these people have no issue with self-confidence. They might even not know what we're talking about when we say to work on your self-love and self-confidence. But people with strong Saturn or Capricornian energy, well, we know about it, right? We know it's a struggle. And, self-confidence does not come just from meditation or just by repeating mantras. I believe, and I think according to Capricorn energy, it's all about trial and errors, trial and errors. You fall down, you stand up. You make a mistake, you transform it into a lesson. You continue, you persist. This is the good quality of Capricorn. It doesn't give up easily. So you constantly fight with your fears. You fight with this self and not being sure in yourself. And with every step towards the peak, while you climb this huge mountain, you actually become stronger, wiser, more successful, with more and more iron will. Yeah, you train your will. So it's important to stay true to your long-term goal, not to give up, to be consistent and persistent. So you see, I mentioned the words to turn into, to transform, to stay strong, to stay true to your goal. And all those words, they are connected to the planet Pluto, the planet of transformation, of death and rebirth, of decomposition and then regeneration. Something must die, something must fall, burn out to ashes. So in order to feed the new life, that's so natural, right? That's earth, that's life. But also Pluto, of course, is a huge passion. It's huge ambitions as well as Capricorn. And I am talking about Pluto because Pluto is the key player in our Capricorn full moon. So here, I hope you can see now the screen. I share the screen with you this is the sky, the astrological chart for the 13th of July, 2022, 9 p.m., 37 minutes for Sofia, Bulgaria. That's where I am located. That's Eastern European Daylight Time. So you can actually adjust the time according to your time zone. But what we must see in the chart is the sun at 21 degrees Cancer, and opposite it sits the moon at 21 degree Capricorn. And we see that the moon is about to reach a conjunction in a couple of hours with Pluto in Capricorn. So that's why I'm talking about Plutonian topics like power, like willpower, and transformations. Pluto is currently retrograde. In the autumn, he will go direct, and soon enough, he will reach the last degree, 29 degree of Capricorn. That's a crisis part of each sign, the very last degree, because the planet feels urged. The planet, any planet in any of the signs last degree, is about to finish its target, its task, its job, according to its nature in the sign. So Pluto is, of course, about transformation, destroying, exposing, because Pluto can pile up a lot of secrets, a lot of pain, a lot of grudges, a lot of traumas, feeling shame, feeling guilty. But the very end of Pluto, or the very goal of Pluto, is at the end to expose it. And unfortunately, oftentimes it comes as a atomic bomb, as a huge explosion, devastation. Pluto is causing a lot of troubles, a lot of death, because we are ashamed, because we are piling up things inside of us or in the society. But of course, being in Capricorn, it's about restructuring the government, the authorities, the old models of building the society, buildings as well, and constructions. This is Capricorn, older generation, attitude towards death, hospice places, right, where people go to basically spend their last days when they're permanently ill. And yeah, Pluto can bring wars. And in 2020, Pluto conjuncted Saturn and Jupiter in Capricorn, and this brought us pandemic, because Saturn and Pluto is about massive deaths, and Jupiter spread it all around the globe. In this time, Jupiter didn't help with much optimism, but rather exposed everything like a magnifying glass, you know. Pluto itself is also like a magnifying glass because he can be very obsessive, especially when it reaches later this year, and in 2023 he will reach this last degree of Capricorn. So it's going to be like inspector, detective, digging into the, or observing under the microscope, everything Capricornian in the society. Of course, I'm saying it's going to be about corruption and government and business, and attitude towards dead, and constructions probably as well, and also mining and underground resources like coal, for example, but also nuclear power is Pluto. But also in each life, in the life of each of us, Capricorn is somewhere in your chart. So you will be rearranging, reconstructing, transforming, especially your fears, your insecurities in this part of your life. And you will get rid of nasty things. You will get rid of inflammations, something that was growing there and was poisoning you, toxins, right? It can be physical, or it can be psychologically speaking. You will have to expose your own inner fears, doubts, demons, and admit how strong you've been the last 20 years. Or yeah, because Pluto is here since, okay, less than 20. Pluto is here since 2008 in Capricorn. Next year, Pluto will a bit dive in for a short time to Aquarius. That's a completely new era. For 20 years he will be passing through Aquarius. And then finally Pluto will then, okay, 2023 he will dip his toe into Aquarius for a moment, then go back to finish something in Capricorn in the last degree, and then 2024 he goes to Aquarius for 20 years. Now, again, in personal, when we talk about this full moon, of course, such topics will be in the public space, because full moon, remember, is like a projector, is like a limelight that illuminates this. Usually full moons are emotional. Pluto can be also very emotional. It can give explosions, especially if you were piling up some things internally. But this full moon might be more like with poker face, because Capricorn doesn't like to expose emotions. Capricorn is like the earth, but Pluto is like the magma, lava underneath the earth. It's there, right? But we don't feel it every day when we walk. Only we see it when there is a volcano eruption. So this full moon for some people might bring a volcano eruption, but I call it cathartic, catharsis. You know, this is Greek word for Greeks, when they were going to their beloved theaters, or they were reading some piece of literally art work, they would be crying at the end or laughing at the end, and this expression of your emotions is cathartic. It means that you are living through your emotions and you're letting them go at the end of a play, usually like theatrical play. So here this full moon brings us catharsis, like revelations about ourselves, and we must not be afraid of them, or about someone else, or the government, or parents, or a boss, because of course the truth is always sacred. The truth is always good to know. Hidden things are never healthy, I would say. And of course, the final goal of a Capricornian archetype is to be self-confident, is to be successful, is to achieve their ambitions, our ambitions, is to build an empire and to be the emperor. You know, the tarot card emperor, according to the tarot tradition, it's corresponding to the Aries archetype. But for me, I always feel and see the emperor either something like Plutonic or something like Capricornian, because you must be self-confident, you must be calm down, yeah, not rushing, not stressed, like sometimes is the Arian energy. You must be a good strategist. And this is true about Pluto. Definitely, Pluto can wait many years before hitting and striking. Or doing the revenge or something like that. So yeah, it's becoming a master, becoming a teacher, becoming the expert, say the president of a country, or the father and grandfather and patriarch, or even nowadays matriarch of your own family, and be proud of your household, be proud of your family company or family business, of your clan, of your tribe, right? But you must be the leader. So this is the main goal of Capricorn. And again, depends what part of your zodiac sign it is. It would show the area of life where now you must be exposed, where now you must let go of the venoms accumulated in you in order to become strong and powerful without hidden sides, without something that can compromise you. Unless you keep secrets, and no one can come and tell you, oh, you're lying or you're hiding something, right? You must be like Pluto in Capricorn is like Don Vito Corleone from the Godfather movie. Remember the beautiful actor Marlon Brando, right? And he looked so self-assured, self-sufficient, powerful, controlling as well, maybe a little bit harsh, but also just. Justice is very important here. Pluto wants fairness and justice. Pluto wants us to be honest with ourselves and with others as well. Definitely there is a danger with such a full moon near Pluto to become a bit more paranoid, to become very suspicious. Pluto is about hidden things, jealousy. By the way, there might be some exposures about government, about business, about bank institutions, this hidden powerful people controlling the world, you know, hidden government in the shade. So not becoming obsessed with something, because Pluto can be the stalkers and the maniacs. So it's better to refrain from this too much obsession about something, even about power, it could be. So it's more about letting go the bad emotions and insecurities, and yeah, try to achieve your success, try to achieve your financial success, respect by others, high social status too. Across, we see that next to the sun is Mercury. Mercury, that is about our mind and communication, and being in Cancer, it's more about emotions. So here we can talk about, in the best case, about emotional intelligence. So on one hand, we will tend to put the poker face, Underneath the surface, there will be the volcano waiting to erupt. So it's very important for us to share how we feel, to talk to our close people, maybe the family members, the children, to share that we have such and such goals and ambitions, but also we have some fears, right? So we need their love, we need their support. And indeed, look, we have some support here for this full moon. Support comes from these blue aspects, positive, easy aspects, and we see that the moon is about to make a beautiful sextile to Neptune in Pisces. And Neptune in Pisces is the ultimate faith, belief, unconditional love. So we might suffer here with this Pluto, but Neptune says it's okay, it has to be this way. Trust God, trust the universe, trust the higher powers, cry, drink healing water, take a shower, wash out this negative stiffness, this fears, this bad emotions, your pains, like when you are offended by someone, just let it go. Forgive. Neptune in Pisces asks us to be open-hearted, gentle, soft, empathic, and forgive people, do some charity. Repent as well if we did something bad to someone else, not punish ourselves anymore. As well, we see this beautiful trine of the moon. She just overpassed Uranus and the North Node, the karmic lunar North Node in Taurus. So these two guys want the future to be already here, to jump to the future. They are tired of some grim realities. They're tired of the swamp in which some of us are living for many years. They want change and radical change. They symbolize the young generation or the people who are looking forward to protests, to overturning the system and the old order, right? Because Rahu is about progress, development. It's about the future. It's about a young generation, everything new, unexplored, exotic. And yeah, Uranus also wants authenticity. So no more serving the old traditions, parents, superior or older people obeying the government. Here, because the aspect is positive, it's going to be smooth, right? We're not talking, because normally Pluto and Uranus are two difficult energies. They together in a combination are the perfect mix for rebellions, for revolutions. But in this case, it's a trine. So we will be gently incited to change something in our life, to let go, to cut off something. Uranus has a little bit similar energy to Mars. Mars is sharp, like knife, scissors cutting off, and Uranus is like lightning bolt strike. So it's like the Tower card in Tarot, which wants to destroy our own inner or outer prison. So we're ready through science, through friendships, through like-minded people, through free spirit, through astrology, to understand where we were like slaves and let it go, release it. So here the agenda is the same of Uranus and Pluto. Let go of the bad stuff, release it, purify yourself. And Neptune in Pisces, such a healing water energy, also talks about purification. So here I stop sharing the screen because we covered the main energies of this lunation, of this full moon. And as usual in my videos about the new and full moons, let's talk now about each separate zodiac sign to see what it will bring to you precisely. You are welcomed to listen to the information about your rising sign, as well as your sun and moon sign, for a more general, wide overview of what these energies might bring you and how they might make you feel. Dear Aries, for you, this full moon happens in your 10th house, so culminations and revelations about your status and career, news from your parent or from your boss, maybe change of leadership in your company. Of course, we never forget about the opposite side of the lunation. That's the sun with Mercury in your 4th house. So do share with your relatives, parents, family members. Maybe they will give you some useful advice regarding your work and public duties. You are helped by Neptune in your 12th house. That's your faith and intuition. That's your guardian angels. Someone from abroad also probably is helping you, and you're helped by Uranus and North Node in your 2nd house. Those are beautiful, interesting new possibilities to modernize your workflow, to work with more young people, technologies, possibly also astrology. So yeah, suddenly you might receive some new financial possibilities, but it's important to get rid of fears and inner obstacles about your status achievements. You can achieve a lot, really. With Pluto in your 10th house, you can become the boss. Dear Taurus, for you, this full moon brings a culmination or endings or clarity about your studies. Someone from abroad, maybe you are accepted to an international company, or your visa is ready, so you're ready to relocate. You might decide also to go back home. Maybe you're meeting some guru or mentor, important teacher, or you become one. 9th house is our popularity and image in the world. So culmination, transformation, maybe you're opening a blog, you're publishing a book, you start teaching in a university or school, people start see you as the expert to turn to. Of course, we don't forget the opposite side of this lunation, Sun and Mercury in your 3rd house. So despite becoming a teacher or a graduate with your diploma, you still will have to keep on studying, keep on writing in forums, discussing with other students, practicing daily your skills and knowledge, sharing with others. Neptune helps you from your 11th house. Those are, of course, your friends. This is internet and your popularity, your followers, fans in internet are supporting you. And this is all thanks to you. Uranus and North Node are in your 1st house, making you the leader of the progress, making you the brave maverick who is against the system, but is not afraid. So you might turn things in your life 180 degrees, and you will lead people. People see you, people recognize you as the driver of the progress, the motivator, the leader. So we all follow your example, Taurus. Be brave, transform your worldview, your belief system, your moral, maybe by meeting someone from abroad, and you will feel liberated. Gemini, for you, this full moon brings culminations, endings, or clarity about your passive income. Your investments probably now finally pay out. You are renting a property, selling, maybe you start consulting, so clients come to you and give you money. 8th house is any sort of resources or financial support to you by the others. Also, 8th house is psychology and deep transformation. It's the Scorpio house and Pluto is there. How brilliant for you to finally kind of open up, check yourself from within, clean all the negative emotions, something you were hoarding, like pain and traumas and fears and insecurities. Now it can be transformed and recycled, cleaned. You might be interested in now in psychology and astrology. balance it with your second house of grounding, of working, of earning money, also with yourself. It probably is not the time just to quit completely job and rely only on your rent, for example, but still you have to do some negotiations. Mercury and the Sun are in your second house. Renegotiate your salary and plan your budget. Neptune is helping you in your 10th house. That might be your parent, that might be your boss, your manager. They're supporting you. If you do some Neptunian type of profession, like acting, something spiritual, medical, pharmacy, pharmaceutical, video games, internet, publicity, commercials, movies, then you will raise to high success during this full moon. Arts, maybe you do, so you can become popular with those, or maybe you get investments for your business and professional activity. You're also supported by Uranus and Rahu, the North Node, in your 12th house. Your intuition, your guiding angels are pushing you. Yeah, they're not now too gentle, because Uranus is like, come on, snap and change, burn the bridges, leave the old behind, leave the fears, leave the bad habits, leave the self-sabotaging tendencies and patterns of thinking. Come on, it's enough. So follow your guts, follow your inside intuition, and say bye-bye to the old stuff, and you will feel light, free, and liberated. Cancer, for you, this full moon brings culmination, endings, clarity about your relationships, maybe about your relationships from your point of view, or rather right now your partners are going through transformation and catharsis. It might be related to you, or maybe it's related to their own business, their own family and past. It's important for you just to be there and to support them, because the Sun and Mercury are in your first house. So what you can do is talk, listen, share, advise, and express how you feel, be emotionally intelligent. And yes, the area of your partnerships might transform. Maybe for some of you, it's separations and divorces. For some of you, the contract you had with someone or an institution is already like too much for you. It's burden, so you don't want it anymore. So maybe it's you're about to terminate the contract or exit the business partnership. On the other hand, maybe exactly a business partnership you started like 6 months ago or 1.5 years ago now give you excellent result and good income, and maybe it was a psychologist or as an esoteric expert you worked with as a consultations, and now you have the breakthrough and it really helped you. There might be a crisis and then consecutively new beginning in your relationships. For example, you decide to break up with your boyfriend, girlfriend, and then after you have your own time, you decide to start things all over again. But it's important always here with Pluto to start from a clean slate from the very beginning. So Neptune in your 9th house is helping you, visions about the future, someone from abroad, your teacher from university, some guru, spiritual leader, some philosophical movement is inspiring you and help you to define your goal for your future. Maybe you're winning some court trial as well. And Rahu, the North Node, and Uranus are in your 11th house. So you're very much supported by your very interesting, rebellious friends. They might be non-governmental organization. There might be unconventionally thinking people, revolutionary people, but kind of they inspire you as well. And they are supporting you in case you have some problem with your partner, in case your partner shows some Plutonian traits like control, manipulations, violence, overpowering you, then you have to turn to internet forums, people with whom you can share, your friends, of course, as well, and who can help you to set yourself free in this case. Leos, for you, this full moon brings culminations, endings, clarity to your 6th house, news about your health, what's going on with your health, your body, your diet, something you started 2 weeks ago, 6 months ago, or 1 year and a half ago now can give you results. Maybe you lost weight as you wanted. Maybe now it's time to do some intervention or operation to cut out something that you don't need anymore and it's poisoning your body. Some kind of transformation might come to your daily routine. Maybe you moved out somewhere and your days are completely different than what they were. And of course, about work, Pluto gives a lot of stuff, massive things, too many, big load. So you might receive huge work project. I am a Leo rising, so I know what I'm talking about now. I do astrology, but also translations. And now I just got the biggest translating project I have ever had for such a short deadline. So it's gonna be fun. Now after finishing this video, I will translate. And it's like for me, translation even in the evenings and part of the night to manage it all. Balance it with the Sun and Mercury in your 12th house. You have to also relax. You have to pay attention to calm down your mind, your thoughts, meditate, maybe watch some movie you like, read a book you like in a free moment, go for a walk to the nature. It will help you physically and emotionally. Also, Neptune in your 8th house is helping. That's letting go, releasing bad habits, fears, traumas, bad memories from childhood, offenses to someone. Neptune dissolves. Neptune wants to get rid of stress and the negative emotions. So it's great if you can work with a psychologist or astrologer here or someone spiritual. Also, you might be supported financially by someone, your family, your partner, and not only financially, but these people might be emotionally next to you and supporting you as well. Inner faith, you have to find your inner faith and inner compassion and forgiveness. And also Uranus and Rahu are helping you from your 10th house. Now that's about, we're back to work and career, because there might be sudden changes in work. Maybe suddenly you become a freelancer or an IT specialist, or there is a modernization at your work, change in leadership, new boss, new manager. You might just quit. Something about your status suddenly changes, and that brings you the feeling of freedom and liberation, and that you are on your own true path. Virgos, for you, this full moon brings culmination, endings, and clarity to your 5th house. So we're talking about transformation of your relationship with your children or with your loved one. Your romantic relationship might end or might end up with a wedding. If we talk about hobby and business, now they are at their peak. So maybe it's an exhibition, maybe you show your talents to the world, or your business becomes truly noticed and successful. Big money can come to you, Pluto, big love, big passion, big revelations about children or from your children. You're helped by your partners. Neptune is in the 7th house. So there is so much love, compassion, understanding, help, support, emotionally mostly, by your partner. You feel like they're next to you. So probably it's a great time for romance. And yeah, I mean, be careful for some of you. There might be a big chance of pregnancy. Maybe some, not only personal partner, but maybe your astrologer or your spiritual consultant, like, even a priest or someone is inspiring you. And Uranus and Rahu are in your 9th house, helping as well for you to change your worldview, your religious views, your moral code. your goals about the future. Ninth house is where we're aiming to. It's our studies. So suddenly maybe you decide to study, to travel, to meet other people from different cultures. Maybe you will meet love abroad or in university or in your international company. And these people with whom you meet or to whom you fall in love are very Uranian. They're very maverick. They're weird. They're original. They're rebels in a sense, but very exciting and very interesting time for you. Libras, for you, this full moon illuminates your fourth house. There are some endings, culminations, clarity in your family, maybe relocations, moving out, changing place of living. Possibly you're finishing now repairment of your home, selling a property, buying a new one, taking a loan. You have to balance it, of course, with your 10th house. There is Sun and Mercury. So big attention to home, big attention to childhood memories, to the past. And Pluto, of course, is revealing things, digging things out of the under the carpet. So you must face them, childhood fears, abuse in childhood, power struggles with parents. Maybe that's why you're moving out, but you have to work. That's why maybe you're moving out to different country even because there is a contract for job position. They invite you. Maybe you have to negotiate a better salary or pay raise. Also, Neptune helps you from your 6th house, kind of alleviating your daily regime and work, maybe more spa, more relax, water sports for health, water procedures, medicine, new medicine that can help your health, or working from abroad or with people from abroad, relocation for work. Also, Uranus and Rahu are helping you from your 8th house. Suddenly, you receive an inheritance. Suddenly, there might be some investments. Suddenly, passive income. For instance, you receive apartment as inheritance, you rent it, and thus you can relocate to live somewhere near the sea. And 8th house is internal transformation. So Uranus does it like overnight. You can receive some important internal insights, which will help you get rid of your bad habits and your self-destructive tendencies, like in one blink of an eye, sudden liberation. Amazing. Scorpios, for you, this moon, full moon, illuminates your 3rd house. So certainly full moon in 3rd house, it's about news. It's about ending your studies, receiving certificates, diplomas, changing your environment, news from your siblings, cousins, relatives, neighbors moving out or moving in. There is Pluto, so you need to transform your closest environment, maybe changing a neighborhood, repairing your car or selling your car and buying a bike. Balance it with 9th house, where are Mercury and the Sun. So balance it with studies, teaching. Maybe you are studying, but at the same time, to practice your knowledge, it's best to share it, let's say, in your blog. So you can also at the same time teach people, travel, meet with foreigners. Yeah, it might be a meeting with former classmates, which will transform. You will be chatting like, hi, do you remember how were you feeling back in school? And suddenly you understand something important about yourself by talking to people with whom you were studying. Neptune helps you from your 5th house. That's incredible support, warm feelings, empathy by your children or by your romantic partner, and big time inspiration about your hobby or even business. Especially successful you can be if your hobby or business are about arts, spirituality, social media, advertisement, movies, visual arts, photography, blogging in Instagram, something like that. So you might travel and actually open a travel blog. And Uranus and Rahu are helping you from your 7th house. While you travel, you might meet love suddenly, love from the first sight by arrow of Cupid. unexpected meetings, genius partners, genius ideas from your partners, people you meet or you start collaborating, or you sign contracts with people who are IT specialists, programmers, astrologers. You might have a consultation with an astrologer, receive such an insightful information that would open up your inner channel of creativity and love. Also, I must warn you, those Scorpios, that sudden breakups can be possible as well, but only if it must be, only if it will bring you relief and joy. Sagittarius, for you, this full moon brings culminations, endings, or clarity about your finances, second house. Ending of a big work project, paying off, receiving salary, and hence buying something. And because Pluto is there, either you are losing old job and you're finding new, better one, or you are working, suddenly Pluto shakes up your self-esteem and you have to dig out, are you afraid of something? Do you value yourself properly? Do you have to maybe go to some courses, to some coaches that are boosting your self-esteem? A value system might change. If before work was important for you, it was number one, so now maybe you have to take care of your parent or your child, and you understand that this is your priority now. This is what you value even more. And of course, yeah, as I mentioned, Pluto can be big income, but also big spending for something mega luxurious. Yeah, Pluto can shake up your financial stability, but it's all for the best, for you to find your true vocation, I think. Also balance it with Mercury and the Sun in your 8th house. So you might work very hard right now, but you might even burn out. So it's better to also rely on the people who want to help you through presence, through maybe support by your partner, by your family, maybe some passive income, something from investments might come to you. Maybe you'll sign a contract for a loan from the bank or a scholarship from university. You're helped truly by your family, Neptune in the 4th house. Maybe you want to move to live near water, have a cottage near a lake or a sea, and that's why you're taking a loan or working so hard. But also big compassion, big understanding, big relief when you think about your childhood memories, and parents are here to support you, and your ancestors are here to support you as well. Uranus and North Node are shaking up your work and daily regime. The days don't go as they used to, right? Sudden improvements at work, modernization of work, more internet, more applications, more gadgets, mobile devices you have to use at work, work online. Maybe you start working from home, or you relocate and work from abroad. And new modern technology and devices for health can be on the table here for you. Capricorn, for you, this full moon illuminates your 1st house. That's you. You're on the spotlight, all eyes on you. And of course, it's a big time culmination of your personal projects. Something you started 6 months ago or 1.5 years ago. It might concern your health. Maybe you wanted to build your body, and now you look at yourself in the mirror and you have achieved what you wanted, and the weight you wanted, and the look. But it can be any sort of project, even involving relationships. And here it's good to listen also to your partners, because Mercury and Sun are in your 7th house. So you're the Pluto person. You are transforming your life, yourself, your work. Maybe you are building your own company, your own business. You're so busy, you're so self-secure, and really in the middle of big personal changes. But don't ignore your partners if they want to speak, if they want to share, if they want to advise you somehow. It can be your spouse, right? But also we're talking about financial advisors, lawyers. So it's good to interact with people, clients as well. Maybe you are a psychologist and you start your consultations. You're helped by Neptune in your 3rd house, which is on one hand relaxing trips, maybe to the seaside or to some spiritual places. On the other hand, Neptune in third house is information which you get through social media, so that might be useful for your personal accomplishments and projects. Spiritual education or artistic education. Yeah, also you're helped by Uranus and Rahu in your fifth house, which they can give you sudden falling in love from the first sight. Cupid's arrow is on you, new passion, new hobby, which hobby might be related to astrology, astronomy, or computer sciences. Maybe suddenly news about kids or news from your children, and some kind of astrological or more technical business you can start. That might be your fulfillment of your project. Aquarius, for you, the full moon brings culminations, endings, or clarity in your 12th house. With Pluto there, it's a big moment of healing, transformation, regeneration. Subconsciously, you're changing. Maybe people will not notice it because you might have this poker face, like nothing is going on, but inside you might be boiling. There might be release of pains, of fears, of bad habits, self-destructive tendencies. So people who were oppressing you, bad memories, you forgive maybe. So that's great time for emotional cleansing. Balance it with Mercury and Sun in your sixth house. Mercury is about manual tasks, studying, learning, talking, and sixth house is the regime, the daily work, the activities. So if you feel overwhelmed by spiritual practices and deep inner transformation, just focus on your daily tasks, one at a time, and this will help you manage the things, the big agenda. Also, Neptune in your second house helps if you're an artist or you work with media or movies, photography, online business or pharmacy and pharmaceutics, maybe medical field, then you will get some good income and money out of everything. Or maybe you will be keen to spend on yourself and to spoil yourself, spending money also on some esoteric knowledge, consultations with a psychologist or guru. Rahu and Uranus are helping you from your fourth house. Maybe suddenly you'll decide to modernize your home, to work from home on a computer, to change your location, your place of living, go to work on some island somewhere abroad, because 12th house, Pluto there, maybe suddenly you will decide to relocate to some exotic place where you will feel more free, and hence you will invest money in a house near ocean or near sea. Maybe it's some kind of a spiritual retreat, by the way. Maybe for 6 months you are going away from the society to some more isolated place where you can work on yourself and maybe work online. Pisces, for you this full moon brings culmination, endings, clarity about your participation in group projects, your friendships, maybe some big news, revelation about your friends. Maybe you are quitting your job in a corporation where you worked with many people, because here, yeah, the main focus, of course, Pluto is transforming your environment, your friends, your like-minded people. Maybe you organize a political party, or it's the end of your NGO organization. Maybe it was about charity and helping refugees, for instance. You have to balance with Mercury and Sun in the opposite house. That's the fifth house. So maybe some of you go to maternity leave. You want to spend also time with your kid or with your loved ones, or you have your own kind of business or artistic projects that you don't want to share with others or work with others. But by the way, certainly 11th house, where is the full moon, is also about popularity, internet. So maybe you finally become successful with your blog, with your page, online. You are helped by Neptune in your first house, and that's such an actor vibe, like Hollywood vibe, because you're helped by your own charm. You can do magic. You can, you know, convince people. You can create illusions to people. You're like the magician on the stage, you know, or like the fairy godmother. So you can inspire people. That's amazing. Really, I think it's something about stage or internet where you can be the inspirational leader, or you can show people how you draw or how you take pictures. You can become a tour guide dedicated to photo tours. And of course, big success if you are an actor on stage, in theater, or as a movie. Use your intuition. Neptune in first house is, of course, your gut feelings and intuition. And you're also helped by Uranus and Rahu in your third house. So sudden news, insights, new knowledge, new course, some technical skills that might help you edit your videos, for instance, and your images. New environment. You open an online blog or a web page. PR campaign, commercials, advertisement, or maybe even you travel somewhere and you become popular on this new place. So my dears, that's how the Capricorn full moon looks like for all of us. So thank you so much for watching this video, sharing it with your close people. I hope it's interesting and helpful for you. Thank you so much for liking my videos and for subscribing to my channel. I wish you a wonderful and successful transformations during the Capricorn full moon. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.